Hello and welcome, I'm Raziel, and I want to talk about yesterday's article and the PDFs. Now, I finished work quite late yesterday, so I didn't really get a time to read this. I finally read it before I went to bed at like 4 o'clock this morning, and so there are things that need to be discussed, and it's the whole Horus Heresy 3.0 thing is just getting worse. It really is. Now, I'm not against free rules. I'm all for it. I think it's something Games Workshop should be doing. And when they do it well, and they have done it well in the past, it's pretty good. However, this is not doing it well. It's just a mess. And there's a couple of things for this. Now, I have written some reasons why. First is, oh, we don't want people to buy multiple boxes to make a unit. One, converting's great, and you would think you would want people to buy different models so they can make the units because they want to make it themselves, i.e. more money for you. So it's easier for new players. I can never understand that. I've always been converting since I started this hobby. I thought it was the best thing you could do to, cut up some models and make a new model out of it. I tend to do a lot of HQ choices of mine tend to be kit bashes and conversions because I like the idea of it. And so this idea that, we don't want you to do this is kind of weird to the hobby, especially Games Workshop. Games Workshop used to be one of the best ones for converting. I'm not saying Mantic's bad for it. I've converted Mantic, I've converted Conquest. I don't like converting Wild West Exodus because the models are just so good and I just don't like ruining them. But yeah, I like converting. I think it's a great thing. It's a great part of a hobby. And for some reason, Games Workers were like, yeah, we don't really like you doing that anymore. We want you to play the models as we sell them. It's like, why? Like, this was one of the best parts of a hobby. Converting is great. And so that's one reason. But it kind of falls flat when, if you want to do like a heavy weapon squad for your Space Marines or a veteran squad for Space Marines, you're going to have to buy separate unit boxes. You're going to have to buy the weapons upgrade pack for the dreadnoughts and the Space Marines. So, with one thing they're saying, oh, we don't want you to buy multiple units multiple boxes to make a unit, but please buy multiple boxes to make these units. And it just seems a little bit weird. And then when you read the list, because this is what I did, I read the list and I was thinking, wait, lots of these models, units in this list are just one box. You have the Solar Auxilia Baneblade and variants. That's one box. You have the Cerastus Verum Dreadnought, which is the Venerable Dreadnought. That's one box. You have the Tartarus Siegebreakers, which are the ones with Power Fists. That's in one box. They don't need multiple boxes, but for apparently they're in this list because they don't want you to buy multiple boxes to build these units. Now, with the Legion Basilisk and the Baneblade, my thing on this one is, and the other Dreadnought, which I keep forgetting the name of, the Venerable Dreadnought. My reasoning behind this, I think, is because they don't want you using 40k miniatures in Horus Heresy. They want to sort of deter you from that. They do. They said, no. We don't want you to use 40k miniatures in Horus Heresy. Same with like the Imperial Militia. That's why that's a PDF and will never get a proper publication. And the Demons, same thing. Never get a proper publication because you can use the models in more than one game. And they kind of can't do it with Custodes because Custodes are big, but you do have units in Custodes which aren't in Horus Heresy. So that bit sort of falls flat on its face. We don't want you to buy multiple boxes, but here you go. We want you to buy multiple boxes, but also here's some units that are in just one box we don't want you to use. The next one is they don't want too many books. Now, this is, again, another weird thing. Because we already know there's going to be multiple books. You've got your Libers, of course. There's the journals as well. We're probably going to see campaign books, which are going to have units in them as well. And maybe something like the Exemplary Battles, Volume 1, even though there's never a Volume 2, but let's continue. Again, we're probably going to see that happen again, because we know it's going to happen again, because this actually kind of comes on to the next part. Some of the units in this list are PDF because they're coming out in plastic, and then we're going to publish the rules when out in plastic. Wait, what? See, Maka from the Outer Circle, he's a good guy. I think he missed this as well. Because why would a unit change so severely that it needs new rules mid-edition just because the medium it is made out of has changed? This didn't happen in 2.0, and we had many units going from resin to plastic throughout 2.0. We had the Command Squad went from resin to plastic. Yes, they got a publication in one of the campaign books, but the rules didn't change. It just basically said you've got to have 4 miniatures rather than 3. And the point change wasn't even that severe. It was pretty much still the same. So you could still use it with the original rules that are in Liber Astartes. The Arvis Lighter, that didn't change. Again, this is the sort of things we're talking. The Leviathan, the Daredeo, those Dreadnoughts didn't change. Even though they went from resin to plastic mid to Horus Heresy 2.0. So why are these rules now PDFs, only to be published later when they come out in plastic? Well, we know why. And it is very backhanded, and I would say pretty scummy move. It's because they want you to buy that book. They want you to buy that book so they're not in the book that you would need them in to be, your Liber. No. They're going to have to be in another book. And again, this makes no sense to me why that would be in another book. It's weird and strange that they would do this. And why would the rules change so severely that they would need to be published separately as well? They're getting new rules mid-edition. So why aren't the new rules in the PDF? Because they know they're already going to do them. And why aren't the PDF in the book? Because they know they're going to bring them out in plastic. They know they're going to have new rules. They know all of this. But for some reason, it's going to be in a PDF first. Then it's going to be published later just because of the change. And a unit getting a point change or a rules change so severely that they cannot do it at the start is strange and weird. And it doesn't make any sense because no other company does this. No other company goes, oh, we've just changed the medium from this to this, but now we're going to give you new rules that you're going to have to buy. Wait, why? And again, like I said, it's just getting worse. And I can see why people are cancelling their pre-orders. I can see why people are going, you know what, I'm not going to play Horus Heresy anymore. I'm stepping away now because it's just not worth it. It's just not good enough anymore. You're asking £200 for a box, but now you're going to tell us certain units are going to have rule changes mid-edition. You're taking away units that we used, and you're saying that, oh, we don't want to use multiple boxes, even though, as I said before, these are units that are just in one box. You don't need multiple boxes to do them. And that's it. Honestly, that's all I can really say. Right now, I've got to give another shout out to Maka here because I think it's worth it. I'm reading his rules that he previews, and they look really good. I'm going to be doing a full review for him, and when he's finally released it, I'm going to do a full review, and they look good right now. And if I was to play Horus Heresy, I think I'm going to be playing Maka's rules. I'm not going to play Games Workshop rules at the moment because they don't know what they're doing, so why would I do that? Anyway, that's the PDF scandal, and it's getting worse. Horus Heresy 3.0 is just going to be an absolute crapshoot. It's just going to be awful. I have no trust in this game at all. I really don't. It's just getting worse. Have a great day. I hope, if you wish to save money on your wargaming, I hope you have a good day too, by the way. I said that first. I do apologize. If you wish to save money on your wargaming, go hit Whaling Games down below for up to 20% off and free delivery after £20. There's also Forbidden Planet for comics, DVDs, mangas, toys, plushies, all that really cool geeky stuff. There's also my merchandise. Yes, t-shirts, comics, bags, mugs, travel cups, I think, stickers, all that's down there, all designed by me, all done by me. No one else has been involved. There's also Skyforge. I do not get paid for that, but please get him up that Google algorithm. Guy's a good guy. He's a good friend of mine. And finally, Patreon because business. Bye-bye.